Shock Troopers were a special forces detachment that originally was comprised of clones and would go on to serve later into the Galactic Empire. But what makes this elite order of clones so special? The Shock Troopers were originally created in secret. As opposed to normal troopers who were created on Kamino, Shock Troopers were created on Coruscant itself. They were bred for the purpose of protecting the Republic's key facilities, such as prisons, military bases, and the Rotunda. They also functioned as an emergency anti-riot police, being equipped with batons and shields, which became a far greater problem as the Clone Wars grew more and more gruesome. As well as this, Shock Troopers were often used off-world, being sent as bodyguards for senators and on many diplomatic missions. The Coruscant Guard, led by Clone Commander Fox, was also comprised of Shock Troopers, and took part in ensuring that any separatist conspirators were stopped in their tracks. Stormtroopers wore a special variety of the standard clone and stormtrooper armour, bolstering red decals to symbolise their rank. As well as this, having the lives of the important senators and diplomats in their hands meant that they were given access to a far greater arsenal, often been equipped with heavy laser rifles and explosives. As well as this, they were given additional training, such as breaching and clearing rooms and working with civilians. Shock Troopers even escorted Sidious to Mustafar when retrieving Anakin Skywalker, and were responsible for the pursuit of Master Yoda following Order 66. Now, despite their elite training, many in the ranks of the Republic, mostly clones, didn't have a great deal of affinity for the Shock Troopers. You see, despite their extensive training, they lacked experience. Whilst most clones served on battles against hordes of CIS droids, the Shock Troopers rarely left Coruscant, and even when they did, they rarely saw action. Their jobs mainly comprised of following around senators and standing around, and therefore many other clones had very little respect for them. This wasn't helped by the fact that the clones were created on Coruscant as opposed to Kamino. To some clones, this made them completely different. They weren't their brothers in arms, they were completely a different species made on a different world by different people. And to some Shock Troopers, being created on the Republic's capital made them believe that they were better than the other clones. They were from the Republic's heartland, and somehow that made them superior. Now, of course, after the Republic became the Empire, the clones were eventually phased out and replaced with conscripted troops. As well as this, Shock Troopers became more involved in the Empire's endeavours galaxy-wide. Although they were still most common on Coruscant, acting as a brutal police force subjugating the people. They began appearing across the galaxy on numerous battlefields as a form of elite infantry, often being used to lay down cover fire from enemy troops using their heavy laser cannons, allowing the standard infantry to advance towards the enemy, and some were even used to pilot tanks and other vehicles. High-ranking commanders also used them as bodyguards. Ultimately, Shock Troopers were a well-trained and formidable fighting force, however their lack of experience made them disliked by many of their brothers. But what do you think of Shock Troopers? Thanks for watching, I do hope that you enjoyed. If so, please remember to like, sub and share, as it helps the channel grow and is really appreciated. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter @TheLoreGuy for regular updates. Thanks for watching, I hope that you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.